Welcome back. I'm Rebecca Tripp, and today we're going to talk about a topic that's really important if you want to know how to be a good manifester. It's all about your emotional blocks that could be keeping you from manifesting, because unless you clear out negative emotions that are buried in your subconscious mind, like fear, doubt, envy, hatred, even lack of forgiveness for someone who might have done something that you never forgave them for. All of these can block you from being a pure channel to manifest to your heart's desire, connecting to your higher self. You cannot do it until you release these blocks in your subconscious mind. So let's talk about how you can do that. First of all, you need to recognize that you have these blocks. We can be blind to it. That's why it's a good thing to have a very good spiritual coach in your back pocket. I always had someone on retainer when I was in my 20s and 30s, when I was first waking up to the realization that we're living in a dream, a waking dream, a holographic universe, you could call it. There's been many, many, many names for it, but once you understand that you're creating your reality, you need people who have gone before you that are maybe a little more advanced in their understanding of these teachings to help you. So it's always good to have someone. I always did. And now I teach myself and I can teach you. But those emotional blocks can be very limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Maybe something happened to you in your early years that built into your DNA the belief that you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not smart enough. Whatever it was that was programmed into you at the in the early years of your life, the first 7 years were like sponges. We just take everything in because we don't have that ability to really discern whether or not we want to take it in. We just do. That's why you can teach a little kid anything about Fantasyland and they'll believe it. Santa Claus is real, the Easter Bunny's real, whatever the local fairy tale is, they can believe it because they don't have the ability to say, I don't think that sounds right. Until you get older, then you start questioning more. So you have these limiting beliefs, and they're built into your emotional structure, your belief system. And until you can face them and say to yourself, I have this limiting belief and I don't like it. I want to get rid of it. I want to work on that. Then you can let it go. And you can rewrite your limiting beliefs instead of saying, I'm not good enough. Say things like, I am fabulous. Every day, I do things that are fun, exciting, empowering, positive, productive. I love living in flow and make yourself feel empowered by saying these things. I've told you about the mirror technique where you look in the mirror and you say that to yourself in the morning when you're getting ready. I am is so powerful. Whatever you believe I am is what you are. So always say I am in a positive way, successful, healthy. And then if something comes along that is negative, that pops into your mind like, oh, I really don't feel good about meeting these people or going for this interview or traveling, whatever it is, say to yourself, turn it around. I love the idea that I'm going to meet these people and learn something. I'm so excited to go apply for this job. Or I just know this trip that I'm taking is going to go very, very harmoniously and I'm going to have a blast. I can't wait. A lot of people are always defaulting to that. Oh, it's never going to work out. state of mind. Well, you get what you put your intention on. So watch your thinking whenever you're doing whatever you're doing throughout your day. I don't care if you're shopping, cooking a meal, meeting someone, interacting with family members. Keep it on a high note. Be a high vibrational person, because the more you're vibrating at a high frequency, the more you attract other high frequency experiences into your life. And I have learned it's like building up an escrow account. If you constantly are thinking for solutions instead of problems, always think for the solution. Then when you need a solution, like you have a near miss, or you know, you come in contact with someone who's not being nice, things work out in a positive way. You don't get into a real negative ditch, you know, groove where nothing works. No, you're quickly out of the situation that is bothering you. It's like an escrow account. Seriously, you do not have to be living in this world going around suffering. You're not supposed to be. You're supposed to be on top of it. You're made in the image and likeness of God, so why not act like it? And you can also use the power of forgiveness. One time I had this terrible appendicitis attack. I'm not kidding you. It was a real appendicitis attack. Didn't go to a doctor. I had someone pray for me, and I kept my thought very, very high. And it came to me in a voice that said to me, love that man with all your heart. He was someone that I was in my subconscious mind holding some very negative thoughts for, and it was poisoning me. Thoughts are very powerful. When you're thinking negative thoughts, even if you're not conscious of it, it can poison you. Why do you think people get these terrible illnesses? I mean, more and more the medical world is telling us, you know, that you create it in your consciousness. The placebo effect is real. Spiritual healing is real. When you find access to your higher self, that's when you can go there all the time when you need to heal yourself. You don't have to be kicked around like a football in this three-dimensional world. You can rise above it. And then the other thing you need to do is visualize yourself in perfect health all the time. That's how people anti-age. They don't worry about it. They don't think of themselves as old people, even though they're getting older. They know that perfect health is their birthright. They know that they're eternal. They're not mortals trapped in a mortal body. They're infinite beings who were never born and will never die. So therefore, they release all that stress and negativity about, you know, checking your body all the time to make sure it's not deteriorating, and just staying in flow and staying in that realm of the real where there are no problems, only solutions. Now go to Amazon to get my books. The Secrets of Manifesting, a Practical Guide, came out very recently, and I have another book which should be published this week on Amazon, and it's another even deeper manual, but they work together. They both have fabulous stories about how you can use your inner power, your God-given talent, to connect to your higher self, the Christ consciousness, in order to solve your problems. So go to Amazon.com and just put in Rebecca Tripp and you'll see all my books. I have another book called Secrets of a Metaphysical Flight Attendant, which you might want to check out, because that gives you a good understanding of how I figured these things out. Hope to meet you someday soon, and stay positive.